Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 67th edition of the Ask Barry V Show. I'm Barry Vanover. This is my partner, Miles Baker. Today, our show's really not brought to you by Premier Martial Arts. However, we've been opening a new model of our Premier Martial Arts School. It's called an S1X, and we get so many questions about the structure or more information about the S1X model. So what we thought we would do is share with you, it's not a business plan, it's just more of the...
Kind of the model, the scheduling and square footage.
Right,
and,
some of the high points
Yeah.
that make this model so appealing and so successful. So we decided the easiest way to do is give you guys a download to look at that. So if you go to becomepma.com,
Yep.
there is a button
That says preview the Premier Martial Arts S1X business model.
Okay, well,
Yep.
that's clear enough. Preview our S1X business model, and you can click that button and simply download that for yourself to take a look at. So, I think that's, of course, whether you're planning on being a Premier Martial Arts School, you're planning on opening up your second location, or you just want to check some of the things to see if it makes sense to add to your own school, might be worth taking a download look on that as well. So let's go ahead. I know we got quite a few questions, and some of them are detailed. Let's go ahead and get started.
Our first question for this week comes from Chris T. He says, Halloween is coming. What are some promotion ideas you suggest?
Okay, Halloween is coming. And actually, Halloween's a great time of year. One of the marketing principles is to enter the conversation taking place, is what it's called. And when you enter the conversation taking place, one way of doing that is to tie some of your marketing in with national holidays or special events or occurrences that are happening in your community, whether they're negative occurrence or positive occurrences, right? Just tying your company into what's going on. And Halloween's a great way to do that with a national holiday. So let's just talk about what we would be doing. First thing is you should have, and you can find these at martialartsmarketing.com, is you need a card that kids can pass out, families can give out as they're trick-or-treating. You can put around all these Halloween stores that pop up this time of year. And it's basically on one side is going to be safety tips for trick-or-treating. On the other side is going to be some type of Halloween or spooky, scary introductory special or whatever your engagement special is. You put that on the other side and you just try to get mass quantities of these out everywhere. Now, the next thing that I would make sure you're doing for your Halloween marketing is having a parents' night out. Now, Halloween is on a Tuesday night this year. So the big sweet spot where all parents are going to want to go out and celebrate Halloween the adult way with their friends and parties is going to be that Saturday night before. So what better time to be charging $20 or $30 for a parents' night out from 6 to 11, or you might even want to go to midnight on this one and charge a little more, is having your parents' night out as your Halloween party. There's so many cool things you can do at a Halloween party.
This is the parents' night out.
It is the most fun. Yeah. Well, that one,
Staff always
Nerf
has fun.
Wars is big,
Nerf
parents'
Wars is
night
huge.
out, and
Yep.
there's some really cool ones. But this one's just a fun one because you can do Halloween costume contest. For the most creative contest, the cutest contest, the scariest contest, right? You can be having a magician, and we've had people come and do reptile shows. We've had we have the kids shut the lights off and hold a flashlight in their face and tell ghost stories. And man, there's just so many. Of course, there's plenty of movies.
Haunted house. We do our own haunted
Scooby-Doo,
house.
man. I watch Scooby-Doo movies over and over. What better movie to play during a Halloween party as Scooby-Doo? And so there's so many different things that you can be doing at a Halloween party. It makes the time go haunted house, mad scientist lab where the kids are sticking their hands down and stuff they don't know. I mean, it's such a cool, I'm getting excited right now. Such a cool time of the year. And you know what you can also do after that is you could have some kids coming to your parents' night out from 6 to midnight, $30, and then you can have some kids paying to spend the entire night. And they're paying $99 to spend the entire night, or $75 for a sleepover. Just warning on a sleepover, make sure you've got some volunteer parents there. Make sure you cover all your bases for any type of liability that could occur. It's not worth it if something bad happens or something like that. Now, on top of that, that's for your own students. taking those cards that I mentioned earlier, I should have brought one on the show. I'm sure I've got one laying around my office somewhere from last year. You're going to want to get as many of those out as you can. Can you get flyer approval on those? Well, that's what we do. We have the trick or treat on one side, trick or treat safety tips on one side. We have our scary, spooky special on the other. The safety tips is what allows us to go into the public schools and have them pass them out to all the kids. You can be advertising your spooky special on Facebook. You can be advertising your parents' night out, your sleepover on Facebook, and getting people that's not normally part of your school involved and coming. Mm-hmm. And then, taking all those cards to daycares and after school type places as well to pass those out. But a cool idea is, if you're in a strip center, is maybe get some of the other businesses on that Saturday afternoon from 6 to 8 to go in and do a trick-or-treat trail. Maybe get some of your parents to volunteer setting up their cars, the back of their cars, and doing what we call trunk or treat. And some parents love Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
So they dress up and they've got the back of their cars decorated, and kids are just coming around to all the cars. They're going down the shopping center getting candy. And of course, you guys are passing the information out for your school. And then the kids that you have inside at the same time at your school, it's your parents' night out, their kids are going through the trunk or treat trail and the thing. You can make a really cool event out of this. So those are some quick marketing tips of things that we focus on over Halloween time.
And we always do promotional booths at those Halloween stores that pop up too, because all the kids and families are there.
Yeah, I mean, the weekend before that Saturday, so you got, backing up, you got Halloween on Tuesday. Saturday night, you're going to do all your big promotion, sleepover, parents' night out, trunk or treat. Mm-hmm. The Saturday before that is about when everybody's probably looking for costumes. Doing promotional boosts those 2 weekends at all those places.
I don't know the details, but I heard a school owner, they did some sort of raffle. It was a certain prize. It might have been a membership to the school, or maybe it was the 30-day membership. But for every ninja costume that was sold, the kid got a ticket for some sort of prize to get a free membership. So I thought that was kind of cool too, in addition to those other things. So
those are some of our go-to things that we're definitely going to be doing. Main thing is gathering leads and getting out those cards for your spooky special, and then making some money at your parents' night out and or your sleepover.
Mm-hmm. Our next question comes from R. Hamilton. Ask, what is the best book you recommend for a new school owner?
Oh, that's a good one.
New school owner.
Man, there's so many books out there that are awesome and amazing, and I'm sure what he's asking and he's looking for and what people expect me to say is something to do with marketing. Yeah. Because I think all of us need to be better at our social media. But honestly, I think for school owners, if you not into reading, or you're a new school owner and you're looking for something like that, I think your first go-to book is probably the E-Myth. The E-Myth is going to give you information to decide just what type of person you are. Are you a real entrepreneur? Are you more of a technician? Or are you more of a manager? Those are 3 different skill sets. And which one are you, Mr. School Owner? And it's important you realize actually which one you are, so that you can make sure you fill in the spaces on the other 2, because all 3 of those positions are going to need to happen eventually. So understanding that, I think, is very first thing. And then probably things all school owner needs, especially a new school owner, is time management. So I would probably go to Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. I know that for a lot of my school owner friends out there, we read that 20 years ago, but man, that's such a good book. And for a new business person or a new school owner, just get your time management down and priorities down is important. There's a good book by David Allen. I think it's called Get Things Done, which is talking more about just all the things that people have to do nowadays in their business and trying to prioritize what's important. So those would be 3 books that I would look at first. And then you can go on to social media marketing books, or Gary Vaynerchuk's Crush It, or what was it, Jab, Jab, Right Hook, and that type of thing. By the way, is there a right hook in boxing? I know I aggravate you all the time.
Rarely.
Well, I mean, I have heard that there's no right hook in boxing. Yeah. So it's jab, jab. If you can throw a right hook, you can throw a cross.
Yeah. So
there's a left hook. So
I don't think that's Gary's.
I don't think Gary cares. Nor am I going to point it out to him that there might not be such a thing as a right hook. Now, what's going to happen is people are going to hear me say
Yeah.
that,
I see
and
the
everybody's going
comments
to
already
comment
coming.
going, of course there's a right hook,
Yeah.
moron.
Yep.
Hey, I'm just saying, I heard it once that if you can hit a guy with a right hook, you can hit him with your cross. So there's technically no right hook in boxing, but I'm not that smart. So you guys, in a positive energy, we can discuss this in the comments below and educate me so I don't make the same mistake twice.
Our next question comes from Kay Thomas. Asks, when do you know if it's the right time to hire your first employee?
Oh man, these are tough today. I didn't review them beforehand, so that's my problem, I think.
First employee. That's a big step.
It's a big step, and what are we talking about? So how do you know? Well, one, you know whether you need help or not. So, and you know what position you need help in. If you can't get your goals accomplished, if you can't sign up 10 new students a month, upgrade 5 or so, or whatever your goals are, if you can't get things done and get your goals accomplished, it's probably time to find some help. But when are you able to afford help? So there's another thing. When can you afford someone? You might have to do everything yourself and do it at a subpar level for a while because you just can't afford it, people. There's an old saying that free help is the most expensive help you can have, and I firmly believe that. And I would rather honestly wait and do it myself instead of hiring somebody that, what skill set are they bringing?
Right.
And one thing, I was actually talking to a school owner today about this. One problem that people have when they're looking and hiring staff is they're trying to find people readily available and people that'll work on the cheap. The fact that those people are so readily available and work so cheap probably means they're not the right person to help you take your business to the next level. One of the big mistakes is finding somebody that believes in what you do but paying them so little that they don't feel appreciated. And there's so many other things they can do to make that kind of money. They can go to Burger King if they wanted to make that kind of money, right? So, knowing when you need somebody is when you can't meet your goals. And of course, when can you afford somebody? And then this is a complicated conversation because then it becomes, do you even know why hire someone if you don't know what to teach or train them? So unless you've got instructor training down, unless you've got program systems, unless you've got marketing and sales systems, unless you've got classroom floor management systems, why hire somebody? Because what are they going to do? Both of you are going to be walking around not knowing what to do. So you got to have systems in place ready to teach somebody, that employee, to help them take your business to the next level. So when you can't reach your goals, when you can afford it, and when you have systems in place to actually use the person to the best of your ability. That was pretty good. I just made all that up.
That's pretty good. Next question, H. Lemur asks, how do you suggest handling negative comments or complaints on social media?
Oh man, we get this all the time.
Yeah.
No, we don't get complaints, but we get owners asking about what
I think
do,
it's
or
just
this
something
leg, or-
everybody deals with.
I had a schooler the other day mad because a comment somebody wrote, and they sent me a picture of it, of some guy trolling and commenting and being all negative and stuff like that. So here's the thing, whether it's a customer service problem, whether it's a complaint, or whether it's a trolling, three things you want to do. You want to first, if it's a customer complaint or a criticism, you want to start with compassion and understanding that this is probably how they're really feeling. So therefore, if it's how they're feeling, their perception becomes your reality, meaning this is how they feel, so therefore you need to take it serious. Don't brush it off and get defensive. Try to go in with a positive attitude and an understanding that they have a problem, right? Second thing is respond within 12 to 24 hours. Don't let that linger. Don't let the person get upset because you're not responding back to them in a timely manner. Do it within 12 to 24 hours. And then thirdly, take the conversation off social media. Ask them to schedule an appointment, or you schedule an appointment with them, talk to them, take it to the private messenger. If it's a negative comment, say, listen, I'm more than willing to help you. Can I please ask you to delete this, this maybe review or something until me and you have a chance to talk about it, and then let's schedule some time to talk about it. Now, if you can delete the comment in your ad or in your post, then you delete it after you've scheduled the conference call with people, and because you want to try to take care of what they're talking about. If it's a negative review, then defending yourself and commenting is very important, and trying to reason with a person of why do you feel this way, and will you remove this, and if they won't, they're just there to give you a negative review. At least give a strong response for the person that sees the negative review and then sees you defending it. Give them the real story behind it. Those are some tips, and I don't foresee this going away anytime soon.
Right.
So you got to learn to take care of this and handle it the best you can.
Our last question for this week comes from S. Manos. Asks, what is your number one marketing idea you are doing at your schools right now?
Oh man, we're always marketing. We don't really have a number one go-to. We do the 9 of 9 marketing actions we spend 90% of our time on to get 90% of our results. But I will tell you, being the time of year it is we're working real hard to connect with all of our PTA groups and presidents to do our yearly fundraiser ideas. We're working and we're scheduling either their fall festivals or spring festivals, because we know now's the time of year that they're setting up their fundraising. We're working real hard at getting into the public schools, which we've already been doing, and scheduling our guest PE instructor and school talks. We know we want to do this at the beginning semester, not the last semester of the year, the beginning semester, because we know we're going to sign up more people than we do if we wait till the end of the school year. Might be easier to get into public schools the end of the school year for these type of talks, but your sign-up ratio will be so much worse because now you're competing with what's coming in the next few weeks, which is summertime. People don't want to start anything new in the summer. So we got to do that now. So I would say, if you're asking me what our focus is, that's our big focus currently, is school talks and working with our PTA.
Yep. That's it.
All right, so listen, guys. Our BizMax special. If you haven't gone to it, we got a few spaces left. www.bizmax, B-I-Z-M-A-X, special.com. We're literally offering our Business Maximizer consulting package that's $500 a month, and Studio Pro software. Look, one of them are free. I don't care which one you think. You decide which one you want to be free. You're either paying, and it's for $199. So you're getting both of them. So you're getting both amazing software and amazing consulting for $199 a month. We're taking the first 100 people. We've got a few spaces left. We got a lot of people with paperwork out and getting everything ready to get started. So if you're interested, at least go to that website and review the content, but don't let the guy down the street from you do this offer, right? Because they're going to get our information and you're not. So if you've been sitting around waiting to decide what to do, you want to do it as fast as you possibly can. All right? Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.